Welcome to Media Pod Smash. My name is Jeremy Jordan, and tonight we are joined by two special guests, Jaime
Hi.
and Chris.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So
Hello.
this week, I felt like we could do a little Acen recap special.
Excellent.
We've been getting a little more visual lately, and I've got a lot of footage and photos to share. So this will be a good excuse to dump that somewhere and talk about our experiences. So, first of all, Chris, how long have you been going to Acen? Because you've been going the longest out of all of us, haven't you?
That would be a question for Jamie.
Oh, okay.
Jamie, how long have I been going to Acen?
I think the first year you went was 2008.
Okay.
He keeps all your memories stored.
Yeah. There's no more room.
Gotcha.
I can't remember anything important, but I can remember that.
So, oh wait, and you started going because of work?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
before that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think I went.
It's scary.
Yeah, I think I went 2 or 3 years before we started doing the vending thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did you guys find out about it?
Gary was working at the store and he invited me with his group at the time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And Jamie, when did you start going?
I went the year after.
The
So
year
I went
after.
in 2009.
Okay. And I don't exactly remember the year. I think I was 2012 or 2013 when I started going with you guys.
I think that sounds about right. I think it took just a couple of years for us to convince you that you were going to have fun, despite
you weren't opposed to it, but it took us a year or two to be like, hey, you should come with us.
Yes, definitely. There was some selling because for people that don't know, it's an anime convention. And when it was presented to me, obviously I'm thinking like, oh, well, I don't like anime, so am I gonna like this? But not that I don't like anime, it's just that I didn't watch anime. So would I be interested at all? But as I would come to find out, it's much more than that. It's just the experience itself is the draw. And there's also some other things too mixed in in that vendor hall. So
it's also like, I think it's because of the way that the area around it is laid out and how it utilizes multiple hotels. Because smaller conventions, you don't really like, you get a convention in your head and it's the convention, but like Acen is like, down the street, around the corner, like a walk away, you're going to a different hotel or a different portion of the convention center. And because of all of that being spread out, you see a lot more, you see a lot more people, you interact with people in different ways in different spots. And
right.
Yeah, just the scale is ridiculous. And I think that makes it a different experience than, say, going to
like the Midwest Gaming Classic, where it's just everything is just kind of all in one building and it doesn't really incorporate too much of the surrounding hotels into the experience. So it's like one of those things where like it's really hard to explain until somebody actually sees it themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Did you say you found out it's the third largest?
I think it's like the third or fourth largest in the US. If I don't know, if not the world, maybe the US, but it's easily in the top 5 of a list.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. It's quite massive. And yeah, it definitely does feel like you're sort of like at like almost it's like a festival atmosphere.
Yeah.
So yeah, my first experience was definitely eye-opening. Like you said, you have to be there to really get the whole vibe. And when I first went with you guys, you were still doing the vending, which was certainly a different experience from how we do it now. Did you guys enjoy that? Or
The vending?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is that, like, especially nowadays, like in the year 2020, people are a lot more open about things, or I guess if your heels are dug in and you're a person that doesn't want to accept society, you kind of have to be one of those people to just kind of grit your teeth and dig your heels in and just accept society. But when you go to this convention, like, everyone's just in a fucking good mood. Like, it's acceptance, it's good energy, like it's good vibes. Like it's like the most like mental healthy thing you can do.
Yeah. It really does seem like, everyone is always like, hey, have a great con. Like everyone's in a good mood. They're
and
nice
I guess kind of going back to like the vending you were talking, like you were asking about, like from dealing with like many different customer service jobs in my life, like this is like the easiest working that I've ever done. Like how much does this cost? It costs this. Okay, here's my money. Here's your change. Have a great day. No, you have a great day.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a unique difference from regular retail, as all three of us know.
Yeah, absolutely. How long did that last? When was the last year of doing the vending?
I don't know. Did we do that like 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah, I think we started vending in 2010 and the store closed in 2014. So we did at least 3 years.
Sure. If not 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, eventually we would just end up going without doing that. And it became sort of it's become quite the tradition for us. Every spring usually means it's convention time. But unfortunately, the last 2 years they canceled it, which really sucks. So we had to make up for lost time this year and really go all in. So let's give a little recap of this last one here.
Okay.
So Thursdays are usually kind of our like chill, like get there, settle in day, get our badges, because Colin has to get his badge in person because of his discount. And I always have to get my badge in person because I put off getting it early every year. So.
You know what, though? I will say, though, this was the first year in a long time that we ordered our badges in advance. And it was actually exciting having them come and hanging them up on the fridge and getting excited. Like, because they were there. It's like, all right, that means it's close. It's time.
It's real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a matter of them, of like people not being, I guess, 100% okay with doing an entire weekend convention. Like Saturday was crazy busy.
Yeah.
But I think on Thursday this year, when you guys went and got your badges, that was the fastest in and out yet.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Because I definitely remember some years where it's like the line was way back at like the very beginning of that rope.
Yeah.
So sometimes you really have to wait there. But yeah, it was that Saturday crowd. That was massive. I mean,
it was like crazy because like people were even talking about like are people ready to do this? Like there was a little bit of drama that happened online with our Twitter account, and people thought that there was going to be a decline in attendees, but
I didn't feel like it.
Well, Saturday surged. Saturday was insane. So, and I think maybe it was a matter of, like I said, people weren't ready for the full weekend experience, but they definitely were like there in mass on Saturday.
Yeah. So that was cool to see. Very encouraging, and
even Sunday was kind of busy.
Yeah, definitely.
The artist alley was packed on Sunday.
Yeah, it was. So once Thursday, I mean, they don't really even have any like convention events on Thursday, do they? I mean,
I think it's funny because I think one year in the guidebook app, there was like 3 things for like Thursday night, and I think like somehow like somebody like just was like, you know what, the convention is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's not be responsible for any of these events on Thursday. So
right.
yeah.
So Friday is really when it all begins for us. And you guys, you usually like to dress up throughout the years. And this year, what did you guys do?
Well, I think this is the first year where like we really kind of like made like an effort.
Sure.
Because I mean, the previous years, like Jamie did something, but it was kind of like lightweight. Like it wasn't like she didn't try, but like
this was the first year I made a full costume from scratch, not only for me but for both of us. Yeah. Because like we did Steins Gate together one year, but that was just like buying stuff.
Yeah.
Well, what was the one that you did where it was like a blue mask and a cloak, and you were like on a skateboard?
Yeah, that was
oh, okay. That was the shadow.
Yeah, the shadows from Persona.
Random or not random, but enemy encounter on from Persona 3.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, so this year
I forgot about that. That was good stuff.
This is the first year you just everything was from the ground up. And so what did you guys do?
We did the male and female main character trainers from Pokemon Legends Arceus.
And it came with a very unique prop.
So in Arceus, you get mounts, and the first one you get is a weredeer. And so we needed a mount to go with.
Right. The funny story behind this is I just get recommended the weirdest stuff on the front page of my Amazon shopping. And for some reason, a couple days before the convention, a 7-foot tall blow up reindeer for $35 appeared. And I was just like, I think Jamie needs that.
I mean, really great choice. This thing was like a huge hit.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we might have to, our hotel might be cheaper from going forward. Cause I mean, I think the deer is a normal attendee.
Yeah. Oh, heck so, yes.
Yeah. He can pay his own way next year.
Was this thing marketed as like a decoration for Christmas?
It's a Christmas ornament. Yeah.
Christmas ornament. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that really worked out well. You know, it made a lot of friends. Went out a lot of field trips. It brought a lot of
smiles.
Yeah.
Maybe a few enemies in the arcade.
Oh, yeah. And there was that one guy who was like, "Oh, nice try, but yeah, okay, guy."
Yeah. Actually.
But yeah, those were that was a really cool costume that you guys had there. And you also, Jamie, also made a costume for me this year as well, which was 8-bit Jason. So that was really cool to walk around in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very surprised. I appreciate you making me that. It was cool. I was glad that I didn't track paint all over the convention floor, because I definitely I waited a little long to put the paint, or late to put the paint on, but it worked out.
It worked out. We had a good time. So,
and then Chris, you also went another day as something else.
Yes, I went as a character from a Netflix anime, Doro Hidoro. Character's name is Shin. But I was really happy with the amount of people that wanted pictures. Like that like made my day. That day is.
Well, Jeremy and I had a private conversation about how no matter what you dress up as, there's always somebody there that's doing the same character but better than you, and we decided you were the better one.
I mean,
it turned out really good.
I mean, to be fair though, that mask really makes it, and I didn't make that mask.
No, you
But
didn't.
I did pay an Etsy seller to make that mask for me. So
Right. So
yeah.
Yeah, it looked really cool. I mean, yeah, it was really people really dug that.
Yeah.
And it was cool how you would run into other characters from that, and then it was like, let's get together. And I noticed that happens quite a bit at those things, and it's like just a really cool way to like bring like the communities together.
Yeah. It was a good time. Like I said, I'm just glad it was this year again, and we got to go, and like that was I feel like that was something that I was lacking the last few years.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely become like a thing to like really, really like mark the calendar, look forward to, and like prep for, and so glad it's back. What would you guys say were some of like the highlights of this year's one?
Like I said, I mean, it was just walking around, just the energy, like just people's excitement.
Demon Dice?
Yeah, seeing Demon Dice in concert was really awesome. Like she puts on such a good show, and it's so funny because she's like so like modest and stuff.
Sure.
And there was a moment during her concert where she actually had to stop the beginning of the song because she forgot the lyrics.
Right.
And someone in the audience shouted out the lyrics, and she laughed it off, and she was awesome. So yeah, she's got good energy too.
Yeah, she is very likable. She's got like a great like stage presence, and she seems like she's really having a good time. You guys introduced me to her because you saw her in Hawaii at a different con.
Yeah.
And you said that was her first time playing in America?
In the US.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
She's from Texas, but she lives in Japan. So.
Oh, okay. Like I really she really won me over there. Like that was really fun. I really enjoyed that concert. I would actually like go see her like if she went to tour like in the US. Like that would be cool. She really reminds me of there's another artist that I listen to. His name is Schaefer the Dark Lord. And
I think you've mentioned him before. Yeah.
Very similar. Yeah. So
okay.
But yeah, really, that was a cool concert. My one gripe was the chair positioning. Everything was a little too tight. And,
I think there was years where there wasn't COVID, and it was not spaced as close.
Yeah.
Like it was, you were like, it was just like a matter of like a radioactive incident away from everyone's ass fusing together. Like,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. And like they really didn't need to, because later on, Colin and I would go and get up and get some water. And I mean, the whole side of the venue area was completely open. I mean, there was just rows and rows of empty chairs, which, I mean, I guess, how could they have known? But like a little uncomfortable there, but it was super cool. I loved what she did with that one song where she had everyone hold up the phones, and they had the lights kind of go in a certain color, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the escape room?
We had a good time. Yeah. It was a little bit, I don't know, like I had fun. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna be negative. I had fun.
Okay.
Like it was well thought out. Some of the stuff though, like how is someone supposed to get some of that shit?
Yeah.
Little confusing.
And like there was that I guess the music, there was like a puzzle involving a keyboard, and you had to play a song. And I guess I was overthinking it. You only had to use like 3 keys on the keyboard, but like my brain checked out right away. It's like, I can't play by ear, and I sure the hell can't play by ear with convention noise in the background.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was super
Like,
quiet.
like I was just like, I can't do this. Like, and then later on, they're like, oh, you only had to use 3 keys. I was like, oh, all right, fuck you.
Yeah, they didn't make
you're-
that super clear.
Yeah.
I think it was cool to have something different like that to do
Yeah, no,
during
I
the convention
hope
during
that-
downtime. I hope they keep doing stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe just make it just a little bit more grand or detailed.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah. I do definitely realize, like, I felt so useless at the beginning of that though, because I'm like, oh well, let's go through this backpack, and then I would watch other people do things, and like I'd get to the end of like I'd start to see like things come together, and then I'd realize like that padlock was already taken off like minutes ago. And I'm like, oh, okay, already that one's been figured out. But yeah, definitely cool. And yeah, like you said, I'd like to see it evolve.
Yeah. I guess though that was like my first escape room thing. So I mean,
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah, I've never done one.
I'd like to actually, I mean, I don't want to say like real one, but I'd like to go to like one standalone one sometime.
Sure.
I think that'd
One
be-
that has like all the trappings and all the design.
Production value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be,
I think it would be fun considering some of the big, vast, empty space that they have in some of those areas, like in the convention center itself, to do like laser tag. I think that would be fun.
It might be like an insurance thing too, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know
I'm
that
sure.
there's going to be like drunk people like fucking like dive rolling. And
I'm quite sure, but for them to like keep adding activities and
Sure.
things to do in between or during downtime.
carnival area.
Fish scooping.
Yes.
dunk tank.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat. But it's amazing how much currently there really is to pack your day with if you wanted to. I mean, there's like always either like a panel going on, or the vendor and artist alley stays open pretty long throughout the day. I think it closes at 4?
6:30.
6:30. 4 on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then there's always some kind of thing going on at night. I mean, if you're into like raves or dancing,
Sure.
they have that going on.
Yeah. Or just you could just troll the hotel hallways and just look for open doors. You just fucking peek your head in and be like, hey guys, what's up? And I'm like, hey guys, what's up? And then
It's very true. Yeah.
like one of the first years that I went in the lobby of the Hyatt, there's just like people on the carpet like trying to like get people to like fucking play like the Pokemon card game and the Yu-Gi-Oh card game with them. Like just like all their fucking cards like set out, and it's like 2 or 3 in the morning. It's just like it's just such an awesome experience.
Yeah, it really is. It's so much fun. And it's cool that we've been able to sort of kind of keep a lot of the group together going. It's always been, I mean, not always, but for the longest time, it's been Colin, you, Jamie, some of the other folks kind of on and off.
Go in and out.
But we always try to, group up.
But there was a couple years, I think, where it was just us 4. And
there was at least 1 year it was only us.
But I think we still had a really good time.
Yeah.
But like I said, like that energy that you just pick up while you're there. It's just like so crazy. It's just like so like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's like a weekend with 25,000 friends. Not necessarily best friends.
Yeah,
friends.
just people you just like to see once a year, and that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys experience the great Acen come down on the next day where you're just like, oh man, like everything just flattens out, you're back to reality? Yeah.
Well, especially like when you go back to work and you have to go back to like real life, where like people are just like upset or mopes, or it's just like
where's all the
guys be happy?
Yeah. You guys are smart though, and you take Mondays off. That's a good idea. I'm gonna have to remember to do that for the upcoming years. it's always like you need that little break after the break because
Yeah.
a lot of
Or
times
just catch up on sleep.
right, yeah, especially since the last day we usually have our last blast where we stay up super late and do nonsensical things. So,
We did some nonsense this weekend,
We
but
did.
I still think there was that one year with my brother where you were like in that damn arcade until like 6:30 in the morning or some shit. Oh, that was a rough next day.
Yeah, one of the years you guys went to the rave, that might have been the year that Bo was MVP, but you guys stayed out really, really late.
Yeah. And that's
Or really early.
yeah, depending on your perspective there. But yeah, that's the fun thing about it too. It's like you're not the only one. Like there's plenty of other people in that nonsense, and it goes just it's everywhere. It's just so cool.
Do you remember what it was like the first year we took you and just walking out into the lobby? Because that was the year we still stayed at the Hyatt. So walking out into the lobby at like 2-3 in the morning and seeing all those people out.
Right, like it was, like I'd never seen anything like that. I mean, it was really cool. That's just such a cool environment. Great environment for people watching, and definitely like cool to see some of the effort that people put in.
Into their costumes.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorites that you saw this year?
This year, wow.
Or even in past years, stuff that you saw that was like stuck in your mind?
Well, I think there's the number one cosplay. I feel I had that picture if I really wanted to look for it. But so in my opinion, like the number one cosplay every year of Acen, even in the future, there is this kind of abstract statue in the lobby of the Hyatt. And somebody fucking cosplayed as the goddamn sculpture statue thing, and it was like it was like one of those things where like you're walking and you look over and you're like, oh, there's Acen, or there's Hyatt lobby sculpture. There's
Wait a
tiny
minute.
Hyatt lobby sculpture. What the fuck? It's all right. Get the camera out. Get the fucking camera out. Like,
I'll be sure to throw an image of that up.
Oh, do you have it?
I do have it somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty great. I mean, I never would have expected that.
I mean, but it's like one of those things where you have your top video game cosplays, or your either your all-time favorite anime cosplayers, or this is the hot stuff during the season anime cosplayers, and then you have your meme cosplayers, and then you have like that guy, which was like a microcosm meme cosplayer.
Yeah,
like he was like at a different level. Like,
yeah, absolutely. He was playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
yes,
Yep.
Yeah, that was definitely cool. I'd say like the one that I always like to see, I don't even know if it's the same guy every year doing it, but the pyramid head that kind of hangs out in the lobby. There's always one like really cool looking one that's like on stilts.
Yeah.
And that's always kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
Very like elaborate, and someone always sort of has, like, I've noticed too, there's always like one really cool Master Chief each year.
Yeah.
That one always sticks with me. But
Yeah, that one that we seen in the hall this year, it was almost like they were on like those like mini stilts, because that fucking guy was like not tall, but
Probably drywall stilts, or what those are called. Yeah.
And that was a cool costume.
Yeah.
I'd say this year though, the most impressive one was the that General Grievous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy was awesome.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
And we definitely have an image of that we can throw up. But I mean, you'll see that like he's basically just behind everything.
Yeah, he's just like basically a black drop cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
That was almost more
I-
like puppetry than anything. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think though if I was like wearing that costume, I could like deal with the sound of those feet dragging along the ground that whole time. It'd be like somebody wearing like some like wooden clogs or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot like that. It's a lot like that.
Those wooden shoes really added to the deer.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
yeah.
Unintentional benefit.
Yeah. How did that mask feel, by the way? Like by the end of the day, was that like pretty
Your mask,
rough?
your shin mask,
My mask?
Yeah.
a little swampy.
Yeah.
That looked pretty
It went
rough.
into the shower after we got back.
Yeah, that was like that was like the first time that I got to wear that mask for more than like 5 minutes.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah, so I mean that was like a long time coming. I it was a couple $100. So
Yeah.
and it's funny because you just mentioned like every year there's like a pyramid head, and it's probably the same guy because you put that much time and effort into that.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, do it. Can I wear that? Can I just go as Shin every single year? And I was like, yeah,
For
yeah,
that
I can.
investment,
Yeah, I
yes, you
can.
can.
Yeah, I can.
Yes, you can.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that mask was rough. But we were doing a good job of kind of like distancing ourselves the best we could, especially like in the vendor hall or whatever.
Mhm.
But I'm really glad that somebody wasn't just like, hey, you need to be wearing like a face mask under that mask, because I probably would have died.
Yeah.
I tested it, and I would have been able to fit one on under it, but I probably would have died.
Yeah. Well, I tip my cap to you for going through with it, because
I think part of the reason is like so many people were like excited about it. So
Oh,
like
for sure.
that's what like kept it going. Because there was a couple points on my head. It was actually like pushing down on my skin, and it was like starting to hurt a little bit. But like the second I would be like, oh man, this really hurts. Somebody'd be like, hey, can I get your picture? It's like,
all right. Yeah. What thing? Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
So
That's cool.
it's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think next year I'm definitely going to make some modifications to my the Jason mask if I decide to go back as 8-bit Jason.
Yeah. And we can help you out with stuff too. I think like now that you're kind of like, like now that everything's kind of back on track and the convention is going again, and you actually got, because I mean there was previous years where you went with Jamie and I,
Mhm.
and like she would get stopped for pictures. I think this is the first year that Jamie and I got stopped for pictures. That was almost like a consistent thing. So I think you were being with us, you got to kind of sample that a little bit. So we could definitely help you out, get something going where like people. Well, I mean, you were getting some good requests with the Jason outfit. So
I was, yeah. There were a handful of people who wanted some photos, and
yeah,
there were
yeah.
a lot of confused people too. Like there was a girl that asked me if I was yassified Jason. Whatever that means.
Was she too young for Nintendo? Or
I think she was pretty young.
Honestly though, I think most people at that convention are too young for
Fair.
Nintendo.
Fair.
Yeah. I mean,
Is
it's
there-
kind of an odd thing. Unless you're like big into
If you
the
know.
series.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like one of those things that like hardcore horror fans can joke about.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Is there a costume you would do if you had infinite skill and money?
That's a really good one. I would probably, I actually would try to do like a more detailed, like really cool Sam Fisher, actually, if I had like unlimited resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that costume though should be relatively easy to like put together if you like plan ahead properly.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Like,
true.
it's
There isn't a whole lot
he's
to
a-
it.
Like, I mean, he's like a military character. So a lot of the stuff that's like part of his image is stuff that already exists,
Mhm.
especially since it's a fucking Tom Tom Clancy thing. So
Yeah.
So we took a visit to Sherpers.
yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What would you do if you had?
I really, really would like to do Sam from Trick or Treat. I
Mm.
just don't know how to make that head. Even after seeing the inside of a round helmet, like a mascot style helmet, I still don't understand how to construct it.
Oh yeah, what was that one round character that we looked at to try to get an example?
I think that was a
from?
Heartless from Kingdom Hearts, if I'm not mistaken.
That looked
Was it
pretty
all
cool.
black?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell how she put that together. That was pretty unique.
I would really like to do one of the characters from one of the Atelier games because they have really fun, elaborate outfits, but that would also be a lot less recognized, I think.
Yeah, but
It's a little more niche then.
yeah. You're kind of at the mercy of having a high quality outfit and then people going, "What's that from?"
Yeah.
And that's kind of almost annoying.
Yeah.
I think now that I've had some time to really think about this some more, I want to re-answer this question.
Okay.
I would be, if I had unlimited resources and could build stuff, I would be gender swapped diva with mech. So I would walk around the convention floor in a little mini mech suit, and then it could pop open, and I would be in my skin tight outfit.
Okay.
Doritos and Mountain Dew, of course.
Okay.
What about you, Chris?
Well, I mean, you said Sam Fisher originally. She said Sam from. So I was trying to think of the Sam myself.
Okay.
And I couldn't. I mean, I was thinking like Samus, but I mean, you guys kind of cornered the market on the Sams.
You could be a cool samurai.
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
Oh.
Sam I am.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, 2022, another successful Acen.
Yeah, so good. It's so good to do it again. So glad that it was back. I hope their numbers were really good.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what their numbers ended up being.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I guess. Well, here's a question I didn't ask yet. What was the some of the merchandise you guys bought this year? Any gems?
Jamie got some cheap import PS3 games for a collection. We both got
Switch games.
Yeah, we got some of the Switch games.
Nice.
Jamie got a plush of the Penguin from Evangelion.
I bought a new kimono.
She got a new kimono. I got a salmon bag.
Ah, yes, the salmon bag. That's a cool bag.
Salmon bag.
Salmon bag, yeah.
You could go as a salmon.
Yeah, so I mean, like, it's kind of weird because like we didn't really spend that much this year, but like the industry is kind of in this fucking weird bubble right now where there's pretty much one particular anime that's super big right now, and I want to say every booth that was selling animes, like true anime stuff, like at least 30% was from that show. So it was kind of almost slim pickings in a way, because like everything
for some of the
was
less big stuff.
Sure. Well, I resisted the urge to buy a mystery bag / box this year.
You did good. I mean, you're always, like it based on your interests, you're always disappointed. I mean, there was that 1 year though that you bought one, and it was like a non-anime themed one, but like it was all over the fucking board. like you got like what, like a Doctor Who Christmas ornament or some shit, and like
yeah, there was some weird ones. I have one from like a long time ago, from one of the very early conventions where it's like it came in like one of those flat rate boxes, and there was like some old magazines in it, and like all this weird.
That's what people are going for.
Yeah, for sure. Magazines. I
it
like
just went in the dumpster.
yeah, like, and there was like old promotional like material. Like I had like like dog tags from the Descendants movie, like or Divergent. Is that what it was? Yeah, it's just a bunch of weird stuff, and so
it was like all the rejects from like Loot Crate.
Yeah. So I think I ended up like we gave some of those things away as prizes and back in the old pop culture roulette days.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't think I really got much this year, except you got me a really sweet commissioned 4x4 piece.
Well, I needed, like, you had to go home with something cool.
Yeah, and that was definitely, it's a great piece. It's
I'm kind of disappointed because I didn't say anything to Jamie because she got a print this year. But like one of the new things that I discovered that I really enjoy is when you go to like an artist alley or you buy something off Etsy, is you ask the person to fucking sign it. Because you know that's their stuff. Like it's cool to have something from them with their actual signature on it. Like not with the intent of like resale value or collectability, just like I bought this item from the person that made this directly, and then they picked up a pen and fucking signed it.
Right.
So like, it's like a cool all-in-one like experience.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten at least one thing from the artist alley every year when we've gone, and some of the previous stuff artists have signed.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't think to ask this year.
Yeah. But yeah, I needed you had to have like one like hilarious memory thing. So
yeah. Well, I really appreciate it. It's I'm going to be ordering a frame for that very soon.
Excellent.
It'll go up on the wall.
You should call like Joanne or Michael's and be like, you do custom framing there, and they'll be like, absolutely. Be like, I need a price on your finest 4x4 frame.
Right. Yeah, they'll definitely they take that on. Yeah. So successful year, and I look forward to next year already. A lot of fun. So I guess that kind of wraps it up here. I mean, unless there's anything else you guys wanted to discuss. I mean,
I think I'm good.
I think we kind of distilled the experience as best as we can.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you've never been and you're a big fan of that type of stuff, definitely try to get there.
And if you're not, but you have friends that are, go 1 year. For the experience.
Yeah.
Go 1 year for the experience.
Yeah. You'll be hooked. So, all right, guys. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Anytime. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Media Pod Smash Off.